Welcome to Four Wheelers Overland Adventure 21 presented by Jeep. I'm Sean Holman and we are getting ready for an epic week of backcountry exploration with nearly 40 vehicles. This is going to be a week filled with camaraderie, history, scenery. We've got a ton of great people on this trip, a ton of amazing vehicles, a few wacky ones that might surprise you, and a host of great sponsors. We have Midland, Falcon, Red Arc, Bubba Gear, American Adventure Lab, Onyx Off-Road, and Warn. So come take a ride with us as we journey deep into the backcountry in beautiful, amazing Utah.
We're getting ready to kick off Overland Adventure 2021, presented by Jeep. We're leaving from Big Water, Utah. We're gonna make our way to Moab, Utah, not in a straight line. Today is going to be just 10 miles of pavement to get to our trailhead, and then we're gonna spend the rest of the day. We got 80 miles of dirt and backcountry to get up across the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument, or the first part of that. So get ready.
Heading to camp last night, going around, heading down the gravel roads, not a big deal. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, geo-tracker dies, can't get it to turn over. We pull off to the side of the road. Because it's a motor swap, I assumed, hey, hit a bump somewhere, got a loose wire, so started tearing everything apart, checking all my wires, all my grounds, all my connections. Still couldn't get a spark, checked all my fuses, fuel pump, everything was working. And we took the valve cover off of the motor there, and sure enough, we checked on the timing gears and the timing chain was broken and not in there anymore. Well, it was in there, it's just down at the bottom where it wasn't supposed to be, so timing chain's broken, but we're gonna find a place to put it, and Lance is gonna let us ride with him, so we're still gonna adventure in Overland, we just aren't doing it in the tracker.
Okay guys, we're gonna be wheels up here in about 60 seconds. Alright y'all, we're turning left on the highway. Of course, not a lot of traffic out here, but you still need to be mindful of oncoming traffic. We're going to be traveling approximately 10 miles on highway to get to our turnoff on Cottonwood Canyon Road.
All right, so we're at our first stop. We just hit the dirt road out here in the Escalante area of Utah. It's going to be a pretty amazing day. Everybody's super stoked. We had about 10 miles in where everybody got a taste of what it's going to be like, and already the scenery is unbelievable. Nina's been talking about all the history and the geology out here, and we're going to have a lot more of that today. This is a great group with a lot of really capable vehicles, so we're excited to be out here.
So we're on our way to Grosvenor Arch, and that's gonna be our first big stop of the morning. And Grosvenor Arch is a 150-foot high sandstone arch. It's a double arch, so it's very rare, it's spectacular. Ironically, there's some cell signal there, so that'll make the Instagrammers happy. And it's named for the 1947 expedition, the National Geographic Society president that headed that expedition. It's named after him.
I've always been into Toyotas, big fan, but previously I was driving a Subaru Forester XT that was lifted 5 inches, and it was a fun toy, but we needed something that we could go camping in. And I saw this on Craigslist, and I showed it to her, and she said yes.
Yes, but we have to get rid of the Forester to make room. So we had a very tiny house, 1-car driveway, and so it was like, we have one spot.
So for overlanding, it does become a bit of a challenge when it's fully loaded and people are behind you or with you. That being said, because of the gearing in it, we can take it almost anywhere. It won't get there quickly, but it will get there eventually. What we've done to it since purchasing it is full custom suspension, mostly because you can't buy parts for it. There's nothing off the shelf, there is no aftermarket. Yeah, we have custom front and rear bumpers with recovery points, a hidden winch. We did all lights, electronics, stereo system, because we need creature comfort, sound dampening in it, and it is diesel, but we can get diesel anywhere.
Great. Little hot brake action, so we're gonna take the wheel off, get the wheel brake hopefully looked at and see what's going on.
Yeah, it doesn't feel tight, but if it's is it electric?
No, it's a manual pull.
The tire wasn't wanting to spin very well at all.
The tensioner on the parking brake was apparently a little tight. Then it probably heated, swelled it, and then the brake was getting hot, which my fear was I didn't want it to seize the wheel, and then we'd end up having a worse problem. So hopefully we fixed it for now so it doesn't continue to do that. And I think we've done this in 10 minutes, and I think we're good to go. So a little delay, but hopefully we'll be back on the trail very quickly.
All right, we are about halfway through our trip today. We're up on beautiful Horse Mountain near Paradise Canyon, headed towards Death Ridge. We just passed a sign that said, "Not recommended for full-size vehicles." Challenge accepted. We have a good shakedown this morning. We've come about 45 miles so far out of our 90. You know, we find the weak spots in any vehicle, so we've got a couple that had to bail out early. But the rest of the group is doing awesome. It's gorgeous weather. Everybody's doing great. So we're gonna carry on towards Death Ridge after this.
Every aspect of that truck has been touched. The entire drivetrain is not original. It's a 6.5 diesel, or the optimizer version, the latest and greatest for that engine. NV 4500, 5-speed trans, Ford MP205 transfer case, front axle's out of an 05 Ford F250. The rear is a 14 bolt out of an 02 3/4 ton Chevy. All disc brakes, full air ride, radius arms front and rear, auto leveling. There's some NASA stuff going on underneath it, even though it's an old crappy truck. The ride's really good. The truck has been on quite a few trips, but not real long trips like this. But this is amazing out here. I've never seen anything like this. We're from the flatlands. The problem with it is it's 9,100 pounds, you know, ready to camp and full of fluids. So I can't go through these washes like some of these Jeeps, but I haven't put it in four-wheel drive yet, and I've never actually wheeled this truck, so it'd be nice to hit some technical stuff. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so here's the end of day one. We actually had a pretty eventful day, probably a little more eventful than I think most of us wanted. A couple rigs had some issues, but both of them look like they'll be repairable, and everybody will be joining us later in the trip. But just an amazing part of the country. Feel so blessed to be out here, and just, again, so beautiful. You can't understand how special it is knowing that most people will never experience the type of things that we're seeing on a trip like this. And I think that's what makes overlanding so special and unique, is the fact that you get to go and visit places that are really on the trails less traveled.